What's up? It's Travel Chronicles, chapter 33. Ending the first week here of what I'll call back to normal, even though, work, we don't have all the positions filled yet, or bodies in them. Let's say that. It may be filled, theoretically. Theoretical people don't do a very good job, just saying. So what else is going on? So now they've made the mask mandatory in Ohio if you're out and about, unless you're exercising or have some type of asthma condition. But I'm sorry, like if you have asthma or trouble breathing, like don't you want a mask on? Isn't that kind of the whole point? So you're not exposing yourself? I guess they figure, well, if you have asthma but don't have COVID, then you're not spreading. You're not going to be asymptomatic with asthma. Maybe you're not. I don't think we know a whole lot about this disease personally to be making these calls. And there was somebody made a comment yesterday about the swine flu, and I can't remember the exact date, like it was 2009 or 2013, somewhere around there. This swine flu broke out in Mexico, and there was a pretty substantial number of cases, but it was never like blown out like coronavirus. It never had the coverage, it never had the attention, the websites, everybody tracking swine flu. It just kind of, whatever happened to that thing? It just went away. So I kind of think we've shown so much light on coronavirus, and maybe rightfully so. I'm not saying we should just sweep all these things under the rug and just blow them off, but 150,000 people I think now have died in the U.S. because of the coronavirus over a 4-month period, that's a pretty substantial number. But now the death rate is less than half of what it was at its peak, and the case rate is more than double. So, the consistency of the numbers, of what the testing means, is not what it meant, a couple months ago. A couple months ago, I think the people who were getting tested were probably the worst, 20% of cases. And now you've got people getting tested that are maybe half, they're only half bad, and like 30%, I'm not even sure what the number is. A lot of these people that are being tested are either asymptomatic now or very low symptoms, and they're able to just, recover from it without much issue. So at work now we've changed some things with everybody's got to wear a mask, like when you're around anybody, where you go in somebody's office, which is fine. And I liken it to, the best analogy that I've seen is, do you wear a seatbelt when you're in a car? And that's kind of the thing, right? Why are you wearing your seatbelt? Well, because I have to, I'll get a ticket. Why are you going to get a ticket? Well, because the government says it's the law. Why is it the law? Because if you don't wear it, there's a better chance you'll die? Oh, okay, yeah, if you're in an accident. Right. So this is a preventative safety measure instituted by the government that you wear that is finable if you're not wearing it. And you probably do it. And people don't ask that many questions about the seatbelt. They don't throw that big of a fit, but we got to put on a mask. Oh my goodness, my rights. There's a lot of people out there that are at risk, that are going to take care of themselves. People that are intelligent, they're going to take care of themselves, take precautions, But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of idiots out there that aren't, that are ones that just spread, and create chaos. And, you're trying to, I don't want to say you're trying to control those people, you're trying to get those people to have good habits. You're trying to, you can't, like, as a leader, sit down with, like, just the bad actors, right? You can't just sit down with the people that are doing the wrong things and say, look, you people have to change. You guys that don't want to wear the mask, you guys that are throwing a fit, like, you have to wear the mask, okay? You can't just come out and say that. You got to talk to everybody, right? You got to talk, okay, so we're all going to wear a mask. Okay, fine. Why? Well, because it's spreading. Why is it spreading? Well, because people aren't taking precautions. But people that, I've never seen that before. I've got the air conditioner on, and it's blowing like a foggy mist out. And I would switch it over there, but I'll never get it back in the holder. Well, if it's still doing it at the end, I'll just stop now. Here's a bad thing about this car. I'm going to talk about cars for a second, right? I don't mind shopping for a car. Sometimes. I don't want to do it all the time. But there are certain periods where, all right, yeah, let's, it's kind of like hunting, right? You like to go out and find, like, the biggest animal or whatever. I like to look for what I think is probably the best deal, because I'm not good at negotiating cars. So if they tell me a car is $15,000, yeah, I'm probably going to pay $15,000 because I suck at negotiating. Now, my wife could be, like, really good at it. It's like it's in her family. It's in her bloodline. Like, she should be able to take that $15,000 car and negotiate it down to $13,500. Which does, it's so weird, because, like, my mentality is, if you put a price on something, like, that's the price that you want for it. That's what you're willing to accept for it. And I know that's not the logic behind putting a price, because people put a price on it, it's like, well, I want this much, but I'm willing to take, some percent less, 5% less, 10% less. But I'm going to put a big number on there, because if somebody wants to pay it, then they'll pay it. But I'm of the opinion that, well, and it works that way for, like, small items in a department store, right? You're not gonna haggle over a bar of soap, so they just put the price of soap where it's gonna move, where it's gonna sell. But cars, houses, things aren't that way. So you got to put a bid in, or you got an offer on a car, and you're supposed to put a lower price in than what you say. And I'm not very good. I don't like to do it. It's like, what do you want? How much do you want? Am I willing to? Yeah, okay, let's meet there. Let's just say how much you want for the car. I want this much. Okay, well, I don't want to pay that much. It's just, that part's frustrating. But I don't mind looking for a car, test driving a car. I kind of enjoy that, actually, just to see what's out there, what's different, because you don't know what you're going to like until you actually encounter some different things. So just, sitting back saying, oh, I want the luxury package of this vehicle. Well, what about how this vehicle drives? What do maybe there's something I like about it. It's like, oh, if I could get that and that, that car doesn't have that feature, but, now I'm looking for, multiple things. But used cars are funny, because you don't know what you're going to get, right? And you can look at a car, you can drive a car, but until you spend a significant amount of time with a car, you're not going to know exactly what all the issues are, right? And so, and I'm not sure if this is, my experience of buying cars is, the best one that I've ever bought was probably the Subaru Impreza that I had. It was 2009. That was a good car. I think it had a moonroof, and automatic, and you could plug your phone into the radio. It didn't have a Bluetooth because it was 2009, but it was a I won't say it had all the bells and whistles. Plus, it was all-wheel drive. It was just, it was a good car. There was nothing wrong with that car, right? So I traded in and I got a Hyundai Tucson, and it's not a bad car. At the time that I got the car, like, the deal on the car was like really good. Like, most of the time you get a car, you're upside down like right away for the next 4.5 years. And with that car, I walked out, I was almost even, just because I don't want to say they had it mispriced, because after you spend time with the car, and the car's been hit now as well, and things kind of run together. Like, I think there was water getting into the car before I got hit, but now that I have been hit, it's like now it's definitely in the car anytime that it rains. So it's just one of those things where, okay, you look at a car looks good, I'm gonna go with the car, but you don't really know how good the car is for a while. And that's the frustrating thing about buying a car. It's like, yeah, I like seeing lots of cars, I like driving lots of cars, but when you commit to a car, like, man, you're committing for years. So that's the tough part. And right now we're looking for a car for Elijah and maybe Faith. And we talked about maybe leasing a car, but I'm not sure how that would work, because if we lease the car, then do we want the kids driving this brand new car? I don't think so. I think I'd rather drive, maybe in 2 years, maybe then we lease another car or something. Maybe do something like that. I don't know. We got to talk some more about it. I've driven one car. It was a Dodge Dart. It's actually not a bad car. It's got some pickup. When you step on the gas, it's got some response. So it's actually a decent little car. It wouldn't be bad for a first car either. Kind of similar to what I had. Looks a hell of a lot better, I'll tell you that. But that's a story for another day. All right, well, be careful. Wear your mask. Just wear the mask. Just wear it. You wear a seatbelt, just wear a mask, okay? And stay COVID free. See you later.